trades here. Where's the what's it, Mr. Hunter?
What? Oh,
What's
yes, of course. What's it? It's out there through the back door.
Well, I won't be up and no.
Wait till you've seen it.
I'm ever so sorry talking to you like that, but no offence meant.
That's all right, Mrs. Foster. We all get a bit short-tempered just before closing time.
Oh, Betty, no, I'll take a pound of strawberry jam and half a pan.
Ham's on the other counter, Mrs. Morgan. We got a new gentleman to serve you.
Oh.
Is that the racing edition, Mrs. Morgan?
Yes, Betty.
Could I look at it for a moment?
Of course, dear. Thank you
very much.
Well, ma'am, half a pound of prime York, capital 5 and 60, please.
Gone up again, then.
Thank you. That's right.
Here, isn't that Mrs. Foster?
Oh, dear.
It says Mrs. Thursday.
Mrs. Thursday?
But is it Mrs. Thursday?
Right. Says so there, doesn't it? Your change.
She's the governor.
Oh, is she?
She's our governor. What's she doing here?
Well-
What's she doing working here? There she is.
Where's Miss Grist? Where is she?
Excuse me.
Oh, look, it's absolutely terrible.
Excuse me, can I have a
Excuse me, please, will you? No, please excuse me.
Does everybody have to use that place out there, madam?
Mrs. Foster, what do you mean by walking into my office like this?
It's absolutely terrible. I've never seen anything like it. The old place. No wonder you can't get people to work here.
Well, why don't you tell Mrs. Thursday all about it?
Eh? Mrs. Thursday?
I think you'd better get out the sherry, Miss Grist.
What's going on, Miss Grist?
Never you mind. I'll lock the door and wait in the restroom. Mrs. Thursday, I assure you, I have always done my best. Well, that's the Jones. And you pretended to be an army officer.
All right,
Well,
please, Miss Grist, now calm down. Since yesterday, we've all had time to think things over, and Mrs. Thursday wants to discuss things with you.
I'm sorry.
Well, what I want to know, Miss Grist, is why didn't you let us know all this at Dunwich House instead of keeping it to yourself?
But I haven't kept it to myself, Mrs. Thursday. I have repeatedly informed Head Office, A, about the shortage of space, B, about the limited budget we're allowed for redecorating and replacing our equipment. I've told them all this.
And what did they say?
Oh, I've had so many blank replies to my letters that I gave up bothering. I mean, for instance, those girls should have clean overalls at least once a week.
I should think so.
Well, yes, I know this, Mrs. Thursday, but I have to get sanction from Head Office for every increased expenditure like this, I'm afraid.
No, Miss Grist, please.
I must confess, I gave up worrying a long time ago. I did worry. When I first came here, I tried to run the shop decently and efficiently. But nobody wants to work in a shop today. You just can't get the staff. And when you get the feeling that Head Office just isn't caring...
Well, Mr. Lever's on his way down. There'll have to be a lot of changes. You must understand that.
I suppose that means me. Mrs. Thursday, if I said anything in our interview to
No,
offend you...
that doesn't bother me, dear. But I would like a word with the girls before the shop opens, and I'd like it closed for 1 hour after lunch, because I've got somebody else coming down here and there'll be meetings going on.
Certainly, Mrs. Thursday. I'll do my best to help you, I promise you.
Well, I think we shall have to consider a new manager in here. She's not up to it.
Oh, I don't agree. I think Miss Grist would be a very good manager given half the chance. Credit where credit's due. She did try when she first came here, you know. Oh, I think she'll be all right.
How do you know?
Call it instinct.
What?
Can't allow you to have a monopoly of that, can we? Come on.
Well, that's that. As far as I'm concerned, that's all there is.
Mrs. Thursday, there's trouble.
Now what's happened?
The girls have given their notice in. They're leaving at the end of the week.
Why?
They didn't say.
I'll talk to them.
come.
Mrs. Evans, is this right that you've just given your notice in?
You've worked here, Mrs. Thursday. You should know. If you want to know the truth, you coming down here the way you did was the last straw. We didn't know who you were. We took you into our confidence, told you all sorts
Mrs.
of...
Thursday,
No,
I have
let
right.
the girl speak, Miss Grist.
You were spying on us. We got enough on our plates without having to watch our tongues in case a secret agent from Dunwich House is hovering around.
So you all got together this morning and decided to pack it in?
Yes. We've complained to Miss Grist. We're tired of complaining.
Did you tell Mr. Lever?
I've just told you, Mrs. Thursday. The girls' complaints fell on deaf ears, so I gave up.
But where's the sense in packing it all in now, just as we've all come down here to do something about it? I mean, look at the change in this room already. We was working here till 10 o'clock last night.
Well, don't we know it? Anyway, Mrs. Thursday needs your help.
Now, Betty, yes, I do. Yesterday, you was telling me all that was wrong here. You know all about it. So does Hilda and so does Gwen. You're three bright girls. But you've decided to sling your hooks. Well, now, just you hold your horses. I've got somebody coming down here who knows all about shops. She's worked in them for 20 years, so she should. And if you still want to leave after you've heard what she's got to say, well, then, you can have your cards back.
In the old days, the shop workers had the living-in system. They were nothing but slaves of the employers who told them when they could come in and go out, when they could marry, how they could conduct their private lives, all for £5 a week, a 14-hour day, and a moment's notice and you're out. They beat that by working together and forming a union. Now, things have changed today because of what they did, but that don't mean there's no more fighting to be done. Now, the first thing is to get you three signed up to the union. I've got the forms here.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Once the union starts sticking their nose in, there's trouble. I don't want possession to bring them down here.
Well, I don't mind them having a look round, Mr. Lever. Of course, if there's anything you don't want them to see...
It's not that. Well, Parkins is a nice little business. It's doing very well.
We could do better, a downside better.
And in what way?
Or by modernising. Extending the premises to begin with. I've inquired about the shop next door. We can get it. Then we do up the whole place. Heating, lighting, plumbing, frontage, everything.
Yes, and self-service. I mean, we can't go on like this, shoveling about the shop to find a tin of sardines.
We could make this one of the most progressive stores in the country. A pram park for a start.
A what?
Somewhere for your missus to put the kids.
Yes, and a nice restroom for the old people where they can sit down and take the weight off their feet.
An amusement arcade, swings, roundabouts, and a bowling alley.
It's no good being sarky, Mr. Lever.
Now look. I don't mind modernising, but let's have a bit of moderation. You've been looking to do what you want under £500,000.
Well, it's either that or we get rid of the lot. I'm not having us run shops like this. If we can't do better, then we've no right in the business at all.
Look, the returns are very good, and that's what counts.
Oh, well, it don't with me.
Well, you better tell that to the shareholders at the next annual general meeting.
You bet I will.
Miss Thursday, could we have a word with you, please?
Oh, all right, dear. You better come too.
Miss Thursday, about the wages. It seems to us that the basic rate is too low.
Now, look here, missus.
Carpenter.
Are you an official representative of the union?
Oh, of course she is. Don't ask silly questions. You were saying.
That's what worries the girls most.
Well, what do you suggest?
£50 a week, would that satisfy everybody concerned?
Take no notice.
Well, we did think of an extra £2 a week, all round. That's National Union policy.
Well, that seems fair enough to me. What do you think, Mr. Hunter?
Very reasonable.
Mrs. Thursday, can I have a private word with you?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Hunter. Excuse us.
Look, this is ridiculous. It's a mockery of all the accepted negotiated procedure. £2 a week extra, just like that.
Well, that brings the wage up to £10. Do you reckon that's too much for a week's work?
But it has to be related to profit margins. You just don't understand.
I understand more than you think. Pay these girls a decent wage, they'll take more interest in their work. That's common sense. Good business, too.
But the Prices and Incomes Board will never let you get away with it.
Oh, don't bother about them. If they turn nasty, I'll handle them. All right, May. You get it all down on paper and I'll sign it.
£2 a week?
For everybody.
Oh, you're a blinking marvel. As a matter of fact, I've got the agreement already.
See? She knows her stuff.
Here,
Now,
sign it, will you?
somebody lend me a pen.
Right.
May's right. You are a blinking marvel.
Ah.
I have the keys to the safe, please, Miss Christ. Cool. Now, I'm sure the chairman would like a glass of sherry for you, Miss Christ. Oh, yes, I fancy old Bill.
No, I'm not talking about the dogs. I mean knocking some sense into her.
Don't you worry about her. It's her instinct, you see. Gives her a special aptitude for picking winners. In any case, in her present mood, a battle fleet couldn't ship her.
Yes, I know that.
What are you two whispering about?
Oh, nothing. Just giving Joe a few tips.
I believe you. Houses wouldn't. I've had the time of my life today. I don't feel so dusty myself. Here, how did you get off work to come down here?
Work? What work? Old Robin's given me the boot.
The boot? Sacked you after all these years?
Yeah. Last old Robin's got rid of his number one troublemaker.
He's what?
His number one troublemaker.
Oh.
Of course, he wrapped it up, but that's the real reason.
You come and work for me. You come and be manager in one of my shops.
Nah, it's very nice of you, Alice, but I've got to get reinstated there, and it's the principle, isn't it? I could have left him a long time ago, but that's not what I'm in the game for, is it? No. If he can sack me for those reasons, none of the other girls are safe, are they?
No, that's right. He oughtn't to be allowed to get away with it. Something ought to be done about it.
She's got that look in her eyes again, Joe. Someone's in for a caning.
Oh, no. Can't you stop her? Can't anyone stop her?
What for? I'm enjoying it. Give her 10 years and she'll change the world.
Oh, what?
Change the world!
Oh!